Well, there you are. This is Bob, and it's time for another FAQ, frequent adoption question. And I'm on the road right now. Best place to answer it. The popo, if you can see up front, the popo's pulling someone off. Luckily, it's not me. I'm just going 10 miles over the speed limit. Anyway, one of the frequent questions we get all the time is, how long does this process of adoption take for a foster parent? Well, if you're in the foster care arena and you're wanting to adopt your foster child, after the parents are terminated, and they have to either relinquish or be terminated, the matter should be turned over to the adoption unit, from CPS to adoption unit. And normally that should take between 30 to 60 days after the termination. Somewhere in there you've had an MDT and a permanency meeting in which people decide that adoption is best for this child. And after that permanency MDT, the matter's referred out. Or the judge may even do it from the bench. After the parents are terminated, there's a lot of judges that will say, department, move this along to adoption. But the rule of thumb is it's never shorter than 30 days. Sometimes it takes a long time, but it really shouldn't be more than a month or two. So once it goes to the adoption unit, if you're already one of our clients, your data is in our system, and we just wait for three main documents to come our way to get everything ready to file. First is the termination orders of the parents. Ooh, better slow down. In which the parents' parental rights are gone, and that child is put into custody of the department for purposes of adoption. Two is going to be an agreement that your adoption specialist goes over with you, and it's called an adoption subsidy agreement, in which they agree to usually pay several $100s per month as adoption subsidy, take care of your legal cost, and thirdly, they provide a medical card for the child. And that subsidy and medical card usually goes until the age of 18. There'll be a few instances in which you'll go beyond. And the third thing that's really important is what's called the release and consent. And that is something that comes from the adoption unit, the supervisor there, or the regional designee. And they say in this one-page document that they agree to release the child to you for adoption and consent to the adoption if the judge at the final hearing finds it's in the child's best interest. So there's a couple other documents, but those are the main ones we like to have to get the ball rolling. Once we file, from the date we file, there is a minimum under our state law of 45 days that you must wait in West Virginia between your filing date and the date of the hearing. Now, that hearing sometimes is on the 45th day, and we're pretty lucky when we can get it that way. Other times, you have to wait if the judge has a jury trial going on or a major hearing. It may be 50 days instead of 45, or if they're on vacation, or there's a major holiday. But other than that, that's the time period. So it goes from the termination to the adoption unit. The adoption unit sends the information to us, and if you're already in our system, which you usually are after you send back that intake with the email we send you, we're ready to roll once we get those documents. Some of the counties in West Virginia have e-filing, and it really moves fast then. Otherwise, we send everything by priority mail, so we add 1 to 2 days to make sure the circuit court gets it. As always, you call us anytime with questions. 304-784-8818. Thanks again. That's this 5-minute edition of Frequently Asked Adoption Questions. Bye-bye. Slow down, Bob.